How does this AI actually learn to predict these complex codes?
Well, think of it like training a super smart student.
Okay.
They fed this model a massive amount of data,
Wow.
over 236,000 discharge summaries
Okay.
from the MIMIC database, which is a treasure trove of electronic health records
Right.
stripped of any identifying information.
So the AI is basically learning from a ton of real-world examples.
Exactly.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
But how well did it actually do?
The results are pretty remarkable.
Really?
It achieved a macro averaged F1 score of 0.327,
Okay.
which, to put it simply, is a way of measuring how accurately the model is predicting those DRG codes.
Gotcha.
And get this,
Yeah.
it's a 40% improvement over the previous leading models.
A 40% improvement.
Yeah,
That's a huge leap.
it is.
What does that kind of accuracy mean in practical terms?
Well, for hospitals, it could mean fewer billing errors
Okay.
and more efficient use of resources.
So saving money.
Yeah.
That's it.
Imagine being able to predict a patient's DRG early on
Mm-hmm.
and knowing what level of care and resources they'll likely need.
That makes sense.
That's a big deal for managing costs and ensuring the best possible outcomes.
Okay, so we're talking about potentially saving money and improving patient care.
Exactly.
Now, I'm really intrigued.
Okay.
Did they try different methods for predicting these DRG codes?
They did. They tested two main approaches,
Okay.
single label and two label classification.
Okay.
Single label tries to predict the whole DRG code at once,
Mm-hmm.
while the two label method breaks it down into smaller steps.
Okay.
First, it predicts the base DRG, and then it considers things like complications or other conditions to
Right.
get to the final, more specific code.
So it's like solving a puzzle,
Uh-huh.
piecing together different bits of information.
Exactly.
Something like that.
And what's interesting is that the two-label approach performed almost as well as the single-label method.
Wow.
This tells us that breaking down these complex codes might be a key to getting even better predictions in the future.
It's like teaching the AI to feel more like a human doctor,
Yeah.
considering different factors before making a diagnosis.
Exactly.
I love it. So what else did the researchers uncover about how this DRG-LLaMA works?
They found that the amount of data the AI was trained on played a big role in its accuracy.
Okay,
The more examples it sees, the better it learns.
that makes sense.
And some types of DRGs were easier to predict than others.
Like what?
Surgical DRGs, for example,
Yeah.
were a bit easier because the hospital stays for those cases tend to follow a more predictable pattern.
Makes sense. Surgeries often involve very specific procedures and recovery timelines.
Exactly.
So the data patterns would be clearer for the AI to pick up on.
Precisely. But what's really fascinating is that even with these insights, the AI still made some interesting mistakes.
Oh, really?
And those errors actually teach us a lot about the nuances of DRG coding itself.
And that's what I'm talking about, the AI